Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is the one, the only, the Azeroth, and I'm back with more Azeroth Wars here for you. Oh my god, yes, I'm very excited for this game because I've been casting other stuff, I've been doing other things, looking at StarCraft and whatnot. But this is a game that I thought I would deliver to you now because I was in the mood, suddenly excited. I was inspired. It was as though Muse had come to me and said, "It's time to do Azeroth Wars," and I said, "You know what, Muse, you make a very good point. We should get right on that," because it was sent to me by a new player who I am literally going to pause the replay right now, go look at their name, come back, tell it to you because I'm tired of flaking out. Hold on. And I'm back, and the name of the person is Frydash. Frydash, thank you. Rob Goor, I think, or I'm not going to spell it out. But yeah, thank you for sending in this replay. I'm very excited to see. Frydash, are you... Okay, so Frydash is brown. Let's keep an eye on Frydash and see how our hero today does in the game. I'm very curious to see. What will we see? What players? What insanity will ensue? I think that's what's... I think we can maybe start, inspiring the hero of the game. And then, when people send in games that aren't of them winning, I'll be like... It'll be super awesome. Like, oh my god, this person just did something nice for someone else. Alright, but let's keep an eye on the normal activity zones here. A little bit of frame rate issues, but you guys keep suggesting... Okay, here's the thing, guys. I'm going to say it in the beginning of the part 1, 2, and 3. If you know of a thing that I could use that's better than Fraps, that is free, because I don't have anything else. Money's tight. I'm not dying, but yeah, best if free. I'm sorry, the channel's cheap for now. Let me know, send me instructions, talk to me, get in contact with me, talk to me. Oh my god, I'm very worried because we're not seeing any moves here from Pink, and it's 2 minutes in. Pink and Gray have not moved. I'm very concerned because Gray is just not even on here. Oh man, a brown player sent me a game where his Pink doesn't have a Gray. Alright, guys, I'm sensing some shenaniganry. Perhaps, are you sensing shenaniganry? I'm sensing shenaniganry, and if there isn't shenaniganry, then we're going to just have a hell of a time. I said it was about 2 hours, so let's not do this on halftime speed. This does not appear to be a hardcore pro game by any means. Let's go ahead and put it on the ×2 and appreciate the fact that we kind of have a mellow game. It doesn't have the urgency, guys. There's nothing happened. It took 2 minutes 50 seconds. No engagements yet. That tells me super new players. There's no way there's any excuse. I mean, a good red would already have some kind of massing going on here. I mean, and hell, I'm not going to count red out, but the fact that there's been nothing down here from teal, dark green, and yellow, that's inexcusable. I can't imagine a game in which that's how it plays out. And I mean, look at this. Dark green actually going to go ahead and claim the Dark Portal Aura Control Nexus very early on. Possible for him to actually just park units right in here. I mean, if you can take out the advanced boulder tower, you can just park units right here, and teal is not getting out of that portal, or he's not getting out of there without a lot of cost. That portal control, it's really good, guys. It's super effective. And what? Oh, look at this. The Vagineer. Oh, he left the game. Oh, look at that. I don't even know who it was. Was it teal? Oh, you're kidding me. Oh, this is alright. Alright, we're going putting this on ×2 speed and hoping something occurs, because this is might just be the noobiest game I've ever seen. Ooh, 5 minutes 30 in. Decent build-up from red. Alright, so North Alliance looking like they might just be the most exciting thing since teal left, so dark green and yellow have no one to fight, and gray left, so pink is doing nothing. He hasn't moved anything, so pink and gray both left, so Night Elves automatically win. The only people who can possibly be doing anything of any importance or ground-shaking interest is right here. So let's go ahead and watch the North Alliance go buck wild all over each other and just pray to God that the next time someone submits a game, they consider the whole replay. Guys, just because you did well does not mean the game was good. I think people have that oh, and here's Purple going, I don't want to get flanked. There's no reason for that. And Green's like, dude, back up. I've got Elven Ballista. I am the ranged god. Flexing them the muscles. And then the destroyers come in, suck up some magic, start going crazy with the AoE on the back lines, and the archers just start crying. But once again, like most air units, except that, God, there was a brief history, a brief period in time, and I will always remember it very, very gladly, when Falstad was still a demi-hero, and you could get fortified armor on your griffins. Oh, did you feel it? Did you feel the shaking in the body and my bones? Oh, God, that was a good time. Those griffins were so brokenly good. I would have called them fair, too. I don't know. Here's the thing, though. I play solo yellow, so I never have an easy game. Like, I'm always picking fights, super aggressive, setting up defenses, being cost effective, balanced forces, multiple upgrades. It's very expensive. Like, oh, look at this. I actually like this orange. Oh, no, close the gate. Close the gate. Don't just let them all in. No, those are your Kirin To. You must save them. Turn on the mana shields. That's a lot of money you're going to lose if you just... Okay, thankfully he backs them up. Battle mages will take the brunt of the damage. And disaster has been averted. Green Drake flying in, doing approximately nothing. And I find he's a Green Drake, yes, but brown undertones. He looks like a very unhealthy bowel movement. And explosive. I'm telling you, it's a bowel movement allegory. Brown, green, and explosive. It can be no other explanation. Loses the demi-hero on the front lines with orange. Just blood orc bodies littering the ground, as though I don't even know. This is an orchestra of slaughter that's being perpetrated here, and I just don't understand the purpose behind it. Red just in a full-on brawl with purple up here. Purple throwing units at red, red killing those units, creating them back into more units to throw back at purple, and then purple healing his units before they die so that doesn't happen, but then sometimes it does happen, and it's just back and forth, and it gets to the point, it's really cool with red. You can get to the point where your necromancers are creating an unlimited free army with Kel'Thuzad's support in that mana regeneration. You have an army that costs you nothing to maintain. Your enemy's units are literally more than he can fight. You kill a few, you get that buffer up, you start killing more, and if he doesn't have some method of countering that, dispels or whatever, or sustainable AoE, you can just win a ground fight. I love these slug fights that you get into. Archimon, great, cool, extremely cool hero, fun to use. He wipes the board when you get him out, and that's cool. That's a wonderful, it's so good kind of feeling. But I will say, I very much enjoy the feeling of being in a fight that just kind of just keeps going. It's just like almost not never ending, and it's little things and twists and turns and big movements that make differences, and like there won't be a sudden collapse. It's gonna be you're working them down and like beating them out and outplacing them and outpacing them. Okay, Brown here. Frydash. I'm gonna be interested to see if Frydash actually loses one of his demis. No, he doesn't lose an elite to an AFK player. I would have to have called the game at that point and said, no, we can't. And now I can't afford to go back. In fact, I want to unselect off that Keeper of the Grove just in case it gets killed and someone goes, oh, you said you weren't going to play the game anymore. And I'm like, ugh. All right, Red here just going nuts. Oh my god. You can tell he wants to get Kel'Thuzad out of there, but he's been backed into a corner here at the graveyard outside of Caradero, and Kel'Thuzad actually in a bit of trouble. Green trying to focus him down. Red realizing that he's actually in danger of being targeted right here. Wow, Green really wants that kill. Green moved his units straight into those. That was very foolish. The Necromancers all got to move in, resurrected tons of skeleton warriors back here and started wiping out these archers. Of course, it looks as though those archers' mission might have been to wipe out quite a few of these Necromancers back here, targeting them down, making sure they're getting the source of the skeleton army. And once again, this game literally has no Kalimdor and no Southern fight, so we're just watching a North Alliance slugfest in the morning. Yeah, you guys wanted this, didn't you? You wanted to sit here and watch this fight. All right, I mean, I can bring it. I can bring you what you desire. But the question is, at the end of the day, will you regret your choice? You're not a musketeer. I may have been mistaken. Oh, Disney's Three Musketeers is just a brilliant film. Alright, come on, what is this? Blue, did you get wiped out? Blue, you done been wiped out. Blue, are you planning some kind of drop, son? Or are you just doing... He's planning a drop, guys. Shh, no, don't tell anybody. He's got a couple ways to... But everyone else cools up here. And, okay, so everyone else cools up here. No pressure. No one need know anything. I'm really interested to see... thank you, no pest. I'm really interested to see if he does anything with this drop. It will be extremely interesting to see what he can make out of it. And this, oh god, look at Dwarf's control points. What? He just went straight north. Now, he skipped the dragons, which confuses me. He has so much money. Oh, they're very lucky that Teal left. If Teal had a modicum of intelligence, he would have destroyed these players. We're at the 12-minute mark, and they have not expanded past it. No, nobody has attacked Troll. No, because everyone else is busy and/or... What the... Look at... Okay, the druids are doing a decent job of creeping. I'll give them that. But even this, Desolus has not been taken yet on a completely empty board. Sentinels, 5 control points. The player is alive. They are alive, and they have taken out 2 very important places. But that's all. This is 12 minutes in and no creeps are dead. I'm having heart palpitations. And Blue's Doom Drop is really cute. He's got a few... I wish he had a few acolytes so that he could warp in and actually be effective in the long term, because he does have 132 bank, 5 control points. It would be enough. Even Red has a few things here. He's got a boat full of units and a full air force that could land with Blue. And Plague is unleashed. Bam, bam, bam. Blue lands. They're timing this quite well. This is nice to see. Red moves out because he knows, well, Purple and Green are going to be moving, or they're going to sit here and duke it out with me, and my ally deals the damage that needs to be done. And it looks like Purple's going to stay. Okay, but we have plenty of meat wagons here. Red is not a dumb player. No, Red is not a dumb player whatsoever. He's going to be targeting down the cannon tower immediately, making sure that gets rid of that sustained AoE damage on the back line. His Necromancer's there. That, you know, it can start to put pressure on the Obsidian statue. It can't heal them quickly enough. And Blue just on the rampage, abominations and crypt fiends roaming the countryside, terrorizing the populace, and giving Azeroth a small break to take a drink of water. Oh, sweet H2O. Show me your H2O face. That's the face you make when you unexpectedly come into contact with water. No, trust me. It's legit. Blurple, blue, and purple. Blurple. They or black and purple, I don't know. Blue tries to flank Purple, but it gets him nowhere. Oh, but Blue actually does slaughter a few running away chaplains, and that's very sad to see. And Green feels confident enough to just say, whatever. I'm gonna go to Northman. I'm gonna pick a fight. I'm gonna poke him in the eye with just some archers. And he went with a very monotone force, don't you feel? It's very monochromatic, if you will. It's mono in the strictest sense of the word, in that he has one hero and one type of unit. Oh no, I take it back. He has Ann Priest. He has Ann Priest. Small groups of cultists discovered on the countryside. It appears in the nearby newspaper, you know. Small groups of cultists discovered. However, do never worry. Kirintor on the scene. Investigations reveal magic is very kick-ass and is handling the problem handily. And then Purple actually says, hey guys, I know that you're all like, woo, happy, and, you know, Green's going buck wild, Purple's doing things, but I have a little problem, and it's looking bad And he's very upset. I mean, Kel'Thuzad sitting over here with the Flame Strike sword. He must have taken out one of Green's heroes there on the front line. Yeah, we can see that Anastarian Sunstrider is dead. Purple, has he given in? No, he does still have all of his heroes and a couple of his elites. He's not given up yet. We're going to see here if Jaina... No, it would appear that, in fact... Oh, yeah, look how quickly. It's so... Oh, it's awful. Green just leaves the game, says, screw this, I can't do anything. And sometimes they forget. They're like, you guys are doing damage, you know? Oh, I guess he's not. He died. I take it back. Green didn't do damage. Green's monotone little force ran into any amount of heavy armor to soak up some of that damage and just crumble. And, oh, good. Look at that. Arathor's at 9. Dwarves at 10. That's good. Yeah, that's definitely what you want to see. We can see Murden has not been moved. King Magnai has, and he has 2-1. And a lot of this. Oh man, oh, this is 2 or 3 times kind of game, guys. This game's about 2 hours long. I get the feeling I done picked the wrong replay. But you know what? That's not what this is about. Azeroth Wars is about having fun. And you know what? We're going to see if these players have some fun. This is a fun game, guys. Go ahead and kick back. Throw out your idea, any pro players. Because we're at 18 minutes now. And a level 2 Murden Bronzebeard just got moved. Teal is gone. The only decent creeper in the game is Frydash. Frydash possibly would have been the only competent player. We don't actually know what he would have looked like had he fought anyone, but we do know that we do know 2 things about Frydash. He's very good when not under pressure, and he's also capable of pressing the save replay button. So these two traits in combination have brought you this game, and I'm sure you're all enjoying it, and not one of you will ever regret. Oh, look at that. He's just Keeper of the Grove being demolished. He has no way of stunning this thing down, and no magic immunity either of this army, so he's going to be a little hard pressed here. Actually, it would appear that he's cutting through them very quickly. 4 or 5 upgrades. Of course you have 4 or 5 upgrades, because he's decent. He's a decent player with no opponent, and that happened nowhere else in this game. Everywhere, everybody's either crappy or crappy and has no opponent. And Brown's like, this is the best game I ever played. I'm starting to see why. I'll ally. Oh, he went Naga. Oh, Frydash, you are not making yourself friends. Okay, so Pink is still definitely not here. I don't even know. I need now. I save Arthas. Ally Brown. Okay, Purple's allying Brown. Alright. That is just legitimately surprising. Alright, our red is absolutely going crazy. Our red and blue have proven to be very competent players. They've wiped out pretty much everything. My god, they took out Stratholme too. It's a brutal slaughter. They have not stopped. It's been non-stop aggression down here, and just slaughtering unit after unit as it gets produced. We can see the North Alliance players using the scavenged, slaughtered remains of their allies' bodies and resources to try to pump out a few units, and just nothing's happening. Purple demanding from Brown that he give him money. He said, "Give me money! Give me money! I face undead hordes while you sit over in Karamdor with your... It's practically a spa. It is a retreat. And retreat is dishonorable." Okay, Furbolgs and Doomguards roaming the countryside. This is comforting in every way possible. Skull of Gul'dan sitting there. It's because Purple went... What? I don't understand. Is he going Naga? No problem, light blue, blah blah blah, haha. Oh god, I didn't realize we're 4 times speed, my god. Alright. So can we pretty safely say that North Alliance lost? I think now we can say North Alliance lost, and we could speed the game up. Perp, tree base won't stay friendly. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Oh, goodness. Alright, so Brown beating his way up through here. How did... Something weird happened here that I don't understand. I'm sure of it. Oh, was it Manaroth's? Was it Manaroth's oogle mouth? Oogie mouth, stupid face? Wherever he is located in the dumbs. Alright. Well, Red's destroying everything in the world. Anubrak finally has the king. He has a crown for a king. And we poured molten gold on his head, and it turned out it didn't really matter because he's an insect, and comparatively his brain's very small, and its destruction really didn't contribute that much to his overall defeat. And in his death throes, you know, he still had some survival mechanisms, and he went crazy and crushed you, and then used the crown to heal himself and was completely fine. And your entire plan of molten gold was just silly, and everyone's like, dude, you've got to get over your Game of Thrones obsession. And I said, no, it's cool, and I'm going to make it work one day. I love Game of Thrones. Oh, it's so good. I love dark fantasy. You guys have no idea because, and here's the thing, I keep getting more and more grimdark. For those of you who get into fantasy, you probably understand. There's rarely a better feeling than feeling like you've progressed to the next level of maturity in fantasy, because fantasy has always felt like a very childlike pursuit, I feel. And that's, I'm not saying that's how I feel, it's just I feel that is the way it is often portrayed, is that, you know, man children are the ones interested in that. And fair, whatever. I like my stories, okay? I'm like your old grandma. I'm like, I want to sit in my chair and listen to my stories on the radio. Except I want to read them. Screw it. Just everyone, reading is cool and reading is fun. So anyway, I went from Dragonlance. I went from Dragonlance series. I read the Dragonlance series, and it was amazing. Dragons of Autumn Rising and Dragons of Winter Blah Depression and Dragons of Spring Rising and all the, you know, all the traditional stuff. And there was a death here or there, and I thought, okay, that's pretty rough. That's sad stuff. And I thought I was sad. I thought, you know, the idea of, oh, that poor half-elf who wasn't accepted but still had a pretty good life and is never really wanted for anything, but he was never really given the one thing he needed, love. And I went, oh! And then I thought, and then I discovered the Drow trilogy, the Dark Elf series. What is this? Look at this brown and light blue just crashing into one another, and I don't know who was going to win. I'm just kidding. I totally know who's going to win. Because, oh, look at the Night Elves. They have 25 control points, all been transferred to them from Brown. Brown, admittedly, does have 5/5 upgrades from his previous upgrades. And Light Blue has Jack Diddley Squad 0 shit. So, he's getting nothing from that. I was going to say, oh, the Dark Elf trilogy. And I thought, yes, wow, this is even worse. Look how sad this person is raised in a city that crushes his dreams, and his father, and he fight, and his father dies. And spoiler alert, his father comes back from the dead, controlled by an evil goddess, determined that he shall perish. And I thought, huh, okay. Alright, that seems pretty serious. Oh wait, oh okay, so Light Blue actually does have upgrades. He has 3/2 upgrades in the face of the 5/5. So he doesn't have as much, but he is going to have a massive amount of breaks. Fry has 800, Light Blue has 2,400. If Light Blue were to reinforce properly and not just stand here and die, I feel like he would be winning, but he's not going to be winning because he's standing here and dying. Oh, and Cenarius doesn't have boots, so it's very unlikely he's going to escape this vast ass beating that's coming his way. Solid gold ass whooping. Oh, it's the too late retreat with Cenarius. This could just a few smacks from some air units could just spell defeat. Oh, you can see he wants it. Brown's like, come here, you little bastard. Okay, so discovered the Dark Elf trilogy, and then it got darker, you know, with Wolfgar getting into alcoholism and just this spiraling depression thing they had going, where like you thought characters were dead and then they came back and it turns out actually, yeah, certain characters really were dead. And then the day, like, and oh look, and of course Brown Cenarius dies to Brown's Air Force. Wow, that's harsh. Of course, eventually the day comes because that's the whole point of Drizzt, wasn't it? It was, oh my god, I'm going to outlive my friends, and what's it like to be an elf living on the surface? I'm never going to exist in my own people. And you're like, shut up, Drizzt, you're having lots of fun and adventures and experiences. You're fine. You're being overdramatic, dude. You know, oh, okay, I'll read the opening chapter monologue about your sadness. Well, yeah, okay, we'll see. And then you do. And then they actually did it. They actually killed off characters. They genuinely were like, yes, these characters are permanently dead now. Just outlived them. They died of old age. Or they died of fragility. They couldn't survive in this world. And then that's it. No other explanation. Just they're dead. And I wasn't ready. I was so emotionally scarred. I was just And then eventually I got over that. And then I read a series called The Wheel of Time, which doesn't actually have too many deaths for the most part. They have a couple disappearances that affect you, but there's some really crazy, disturbing stuff in there that makes you think. And I felt that was even more mature. Felt like the new Tolkien, you know. There's pages upon pages of descriptions of every type of article of clothing she's wearing and the traditional origins of her accent that she speaks in a lilting tone upon the dew-kissed fresh morning of this April summer showers winter coastline evening. You know, that kind of just over attention to detail was crushing. Oh my goodness, look at this. This lightning shield is hacking apart Purple's army. This one Furbolg Ursa warrior has terrorized nearly everyone. They're all very near death. I hate everyone here is at least has a broken arm. That's how I can best describe it. At the very least they have dysentery and they're not going to make it to Oregon. They might make it back down south to fight in a war, but Oregon is out of the question. There's no chance. I will not risk my patient. No sir, no how. And Purple, where are you running? Oh, here's Purple. Still just 1-1 upgrades on the Silver and Paladins. Our Sacred Grove is being desecrated. It's being desecrated horribly here, and Light Blue pushed back all the way to Aberdeen, having almost zero chance of staying alive here. I'm amazed. So Purple and Brown deciding to ally and try to kill Light Blue, but Light Blue actually pushing back Brown here just for a moment. But Elid Stormrage is level 11, 2100 health, 102 to 124 chaos damage, very fast attack speed, and 16.2 hero armor at 49% reduced damage. Means that Brown has some of the most ridiculous tanking potential in his elite squad, and elites and hero, they're very difficult to hack through. Like, just speaking from experience, they're very difficult to kill. But Light Blue is trying so hard. Light Blue has so much money. Light Blue actually not forcing the issue enough. Rydash pushed all the way to the edge here, only have 140 extra gold. And Andes could have been pumping out units and buildings and all kinds of things, and heroes. But just a lackluster performance there, coming out there. What the balls?
Job's done.
What?
Our town is under siege.
Green. Okay, so Blazer. Okay, so Blazer's still allied to Purple. Green's just pretty much gone from the game. But Orange is also allied to Dark Green. See, I don't get why Yellow and Dark Green didn't duke it out with the Night Elves or the Naga or whatever Brown decides is going to happen up here. I don't actually know what his plan is. This Fog of War is insane. So Orange is taking refuge in the South Alliance, and Purple is taking refuge with Kalimdor, and those two are allied, but Kalimdor and South Alliance are not allied to each other, so that's the bad part of things. And wow, actually trying to hold the gate here to the very end. We see High Elven Barracks pumping out units, Blue storming into the gates of Dalaran, and let's not forget, my character is actually vulnerable. What happened? I made a cast, and then the next version you guys made me killable. I have no idea what I did to piss you off, but I welcome I relish the challenge. Bring it on. Kill me as often as you want. In fact, I don't want to see a replay cross my desk where I survived. Do you understand me? Do you understand me? I want you all to kill me. See what you can do. Give me the most inventive deaths. Surround me with goblin sappers. You know. Make up a story where I'm Jack Sparrow on the island being dropped off by pirates, and they realized actually he's too dangerous to leave behind. We're going to go ahead. Oh, did Yellow just leave? Good, Yellow did leave. Awesome. Blazer's still here though, and he's going to be standing in the way. Ally Brown. Oh Jesus. Ally Blue just like buck. Blue, what are you worried about? This game is so trollicious. What are you worried about, Blue? Are you worried about the mass alliance that's starting to occur? I'm a little concerned too, but I'm sure we'll figure out what's going on when Raycode over here with the Crown of Stormwind, the Crown of the Written Dynasty, increases the wearer stats by 3 and allows use of the powerful Crown Heal. Crown Heal, strong enough that it turns games. It's ridiculous. And Dark Green has an entire Outlands worth of creeps to use. He has, I'm guessing, almost 0 upgrades, right? He's got 2 too. But we're going to call that almost 0 since he has 2,600 gold, hasn't creeped any of Outland, and hasn't creeped any of Stranglethorn. And that's your Dark Green that's going to have to stand up to an actually decent evil team. Evil, I don't know if... it's hard to measure one against the comical performance that we saw up north. It was very interesting. The comical performance just in general in this game, it's weird. Fridash, who the fuck are you allied to? Alright, Fridash, are you allied to purple? You would appear... Jesus, look at this. Establishing a blockade the likes of which nothing will pass. Purple saying, this I will become a part of your defensive line should the fight come to this land. I will defend it to the death. That's very brave of him. It would appear he's also allied to orange. And that's about it. Light blue, what happened to you, you poor dumb bastard? Light blue, you have 2 allies. Light blue, not allied to dark. No, he's not allied to brown. Give me money for towers. Who can? Do it. Do it. Man, purple is super demanding. Give me money for towers. Give me. I need money. I need money for towers. I could totally afford at least 2 more. Give me money for towers. He's a harsh taskmaster, but I respect him. And blue, finally breaking through, is soon going to have in his possession the Book of Medivh. And with that, the ability to summon the Legion into the mortal world, where most likely booty rape will occur and general unhappiness will be spread about. Oh, red here actually has a transport with 3 builders parked just north of Kalimdor. And a massive, massive air force. What do you guys think it's for? Ooh, well, light blue is dying horribly. Still has 2,500 gold. I'm sure he'll take it over to his grave. Light blue doesn't seem like the sort to even realize he has the gold, much less utilize it. I'm sorry. It would appear light blue now realizes he has so much gold, has actually been taunted, and decides, I was supposed to be fighting. Oh, I gotcha. Okay, and then now let's see what happens here, huh? I mean, it's 6-5. It's still pretty crazy, and it would be wonderful if light blue had anything that did magic damage reliably. Perhaps his elites once again. Unfortunately, those appear to have gone the way of the wind. Light blue, are you going to continue making units out of this Ancient of War? I hope you do. It would be the smart thing to do, because brown has far too far to go to reinforce. Purple, well, purple's there. Purple's allied. You're kind of screwed. Illidan's in demon mode, and you're starting to melt because, well, he's just so goddamn strong. And brown manages it. Brown manages it handily. Oh, it's a slaughter. I can't condone this kind of behavior on anyone's behalf, so please don't ever say that I told you to do anything. Blue. Blue. Yeah, okay, blue's just gonna summon the Legion right there, dead in the middle. Red, are you moving? Red, are you moving fast? Red is moving fast. Purple for real, so newbie. Oh, okay, so yellow being utilized, even if they're not here. And dark green, what are you up to? Because it seems like you'd probably not be doing much. You are indeed not doing much. You have 2/2 upgrades, you have 3,500 gold. You have a red deep in your anus. 6/6 upgrades, 6/6 upgrades. Oh, it's gonna be red versus brown. I mean, it's like it's the only thing I can possibly imagine. It's gonna be red and blue versus brown. And Illidan tears through more light blue forces as though they were the tissue of the paper. If you need Arthas, take him, he says. No, I don't think that will do. In fact, if Red were to get the Lich King, he seems pretty decent, getting upgrades, doing things at a halfway. I mean, we're 41 minutes into the game. We're 41 damn minutes into the game, guys. Do you understand that? It's over 2 hours long. I'm gonna go ahead and say that. My God, 42 minutes into the game. And we have had 0 large engagements. We've had a few tiny ones. We've had some back and forth. But we're basically hoping that the second 2/3 of this game are going to be spectacularly more exciting than this first third of the game is, because we're going to go ahead into part 2 now. And I hope you'll join me. This has been the one, the only, the Azeroth, and please join me for part 2 of Azeroth Wars. Whoa, okay, and okay, so Pink finally lagged out. Pink finally go ahead and threw in the towel. He still had 1 control point, and he'd only been AFK all game. I think that had he not been such a coward, he could have easily... He could have been a champion. What are you doing, kid? If you can't take the heat, get out of here. And I'm going to go ahead and get out of here and get into part 2. Bye, guys.